Welcome back to Pikmin 2. This place has a lot of water. So I'm going away.
Water bad.
Water indeed bad. Only one of the Pikmin can survive water.
Land in this area? Well, yes there is. There's water everywhere else.
There's so much liquid and none of the Pikmin can survive.
What happens when it rains? They just melt?
Ew. I don't want to think about, like, Pikmin dissolving into goo. That's just... yuck.
So then it would be like acid rain to them. Which also begs the question, would they survive in acid rain?
Would they survive? Oh, well... maybe the white Pikmin could? Because, you know, poison and all that.
Yeah, the blue Pikmin are fine, obviously.
Yeah. You know, as soon as Miyamoto starts coming up with, like, deep environmental messages like he did with Chibi Robo, I have a feeling we would see Pikmin, like, dissolving in acid rain.
I don't know, it feels like they didn't think it through very well, because, I mean, they're plant life, right? They're little plant people.
Yeah.
Plants need water to live, typically. I mean, mostly sun, but water is usually what they need to live.
Well,
and these guys die in water, so...
Well, when you have sentient creatures that can, you know, they walk around, they breathe, they drink nectar, I guess if you have all that, you technically don't need water as long as you photosynthesize?
I mean...
Like, they're living, breathing creatures, which clearly means they have lungs, I think?
Maybe? They could be like carnivorous plants. Maybe they just have like secretions that... well, no, they don't really eat their prey. They just kind of beat it to death.
Well, they feed it to their onion.
So they're a little like wasps too.
Oh, a pick wasp. I don't want to think about that.
Yeah. Hey, all these little guys needs is wings and some sort of weapon, and we got a death machine on our hands.
Oh, Pikmin with wings? That's just silly, friend.
You're giving me a knowing glance, aren't you?
How do you see these things over Discord?
I can hear it in your voice, man! You give yourself away. You're a very honest individual.
It's either that or my sarcasm is really easy to sniff out. It's like, I don't know, there could be some winged Pikmin in these games.
Because you're a good boy. You fucking...
Niskel the good boy! I like this trend.
You can't do sarcasm because it is not in your nature to lie like that.
Oh, I've been known to lie, or at least stretch the truth.
That in itself is a lie!
Like this. I love the games I Let's Play. Yeah. Every single one of them.
You typically do. I don't think you play bad games that make you hurt like I do. Not usually, anyway.
I've been known for a few. Most of the time, my philosophy is, hey, there's this cool game, I want to show it to people.
And that, in turn, means we go into the series, and usually the bad games you play are just the bad games in that series, like Spyro Enter the Dragon and Resident Evil 6.
Yeah, it's not like I wanted to play Resident Evil 6, but I will fully admit I had fun playing with you. That is
problem shared is a problem halved.
That was like the most palatable I could ever make that game. And, yeah, I had a good time.
Good, not great time.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was still laughing my ass off because this game was taking itself way too seriously.
I think you also have the gift of hindsight as well.
Like, if I actually went into that Let's Play thinking, you know, it could get better, I was like, no. No. And, you know, there's a little bit of fun to be had when playing games with your friend. Clearly.
Well, of course.
I mean, if I didn't like playing games with you, I'd just cancel the whole thing right now.
Everything just turns to solo.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, I can't imagine that.
Welcome back to my solo Let's Play of A Way Out. Here we go.
Yeah, so I just met this rando. He's gonna help me get out of jail. We'll figure it out, don't worry. You know, I've actually been thinking recently of co-op, like, honest-to-God co-op games that we could do. And, speaking of A Way Out, there aren't that many, like, honest and true co-op games.
There's one coming out from the same people who did A Way Out, basically. It's called It Takes Two.
Yeah, I saw that one. It looks interesting.
I like neat ideas, and neat ideas don't come from EA too much.
A lot of ideas just don't show up normally these days. Like, once in a blue moon, you'll get this, like, amazing idea that this one person had, and they're like, yeah, I wanted to make a game about this topic in particular.
A lot of the neat ideas that EA has these days is, how could we charge money for this?
And that's so sad, because that's essentially video game companies gatekeeping. Especially if people are smart enough to go, hey, that's a scam. Don't scam me.
Carmex? Carmex?
It's a healing cask for your cold sores, dude.
Cold sores? In Pikmin land? What, do they grow eyes and start to eat my Pikmin too?
You know, knowing this series, yeah. A living, breathing cold sore would probably start eating Pikmin. Because that's how this goes. Oh man, my yellow Pikmin are getting a workout today. We just got them, and they're already, like, on the workforce. But, hey, look at that. It may have taken almost half a day. Wait, oh.
Oh, no.
Camera,
no,
camera, can you please focus? Come on.
We're gonna get a billion tutorials about, it appears that these blue Pikmin appear to be in the water because you see them in the water and they're here in the water, so therefore they're Pikmin in the water.
Oh my god, it's the blue Pikmin again! The only ones that can breathe underwater. Okay, and that's the last tutorial, at least for a little bit. So, the rest of this day is actually going to be raising up the blue Pikmin numbers. And I think we're getting the rest of the items above ground. Got something right here that they can take back.
I was expecting like 5 more tutorial messages, but I realize I'm not playing a Sonic game here.
Captain Olimar, did you know that you can throw a Pikmin? It's crazy, right?
I know, I didn't mean to run into you!
No! Well, you know, at least we don't have a loading screen in between each little sub-objective.
Between caves we do, but it's not that bad. This game was at least... So, this game was optimized competently.
I'll give it this. I'm actually playing this on the Wii U. And the Wii U actually cuts down on load times.
Well, I figured. The processor is more powerful. Probably the disc reader is faster.
Wii U, you are still having a life even after your pathetic death. Well, actually, you know, speaking of the Wii U, so news recently came out that Sony was closing down some of their storefronts.
Well, it hasn't come out yet at time of writing, but...
Right. So, I heard that news and immediately went to the Wii U store for some reason. And,
No, Sony! Sony!
Well, the thing is, like, I don't really buy digital games often. Like, I'm a physical guy. You can take that out of context, I don't give a shit. But, no, I actually got quite a few games that I've never played before that I think would be really hard to come by physically anymore these days. So I got a couple DS games, Game Boy Advance games, Sin and Punishment, since I can't get it on the Wii store anymore.
Oh, yeah?
This is why I fear an all-digital future, because games can just poof out of existence.
I still buy plenty of physical games, but I have a pretty... I'm getting more into digital games lately. Mainly because... It's mainly for indie games, usually.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're cheaper, and, you know, compared to like a AAA game where, you know, a AAA game could be cheaper physically compared to an indie game.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I go for, too. Like, if there's an awesome indie game out there, I will definitely pick it up. And, you know, if a game is saved from the video game industry graveyard, like Scott Pilgrim, I'll pick it up again.
Preservation is a tough thing in this modern world.
I know, I hate it.
How is it that we have such greater access to digital games, and yet there's still so many greats that have been lost to time?
I don't know. And it also doesn't help that a lot of the online stores also count for the handheld games, and I'm only talking about Nintendo and Sony here. But those are about to be lost to time, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's really sad, okay? I hate it when games disappear and go extinct.
It's just the passage of time, brah.
No!
It's the way things go sometimes.
This is why I try to preserve all the games I can.
My only worry is about online games. Like, I love Splatoon 2, like, to death, but one day it'll be dead and broken, there won't be much left to it. But there are single-player components in the DLC and the part they have in the main game, and that's the only way you could continue living on after the servers get shut down.
See, I think Nintendo's always one step ahead of the game when it comes to, like, survivability of games. They think, you know, hey, you've got this cool multiplayer game. Why don't you put a single-player component in there? That way, it's not just a brick when it's all said and done.
See, I think that's why they waited so long to get into the online game. They were one step behind, so they can be one step ahead, but they're kind of still one step behind.
They're always one step behind, but in the brain department, they're always like 2 steps ahead.
They're playing like 9D chess.
Nintendo Deep Blue.
Actually, wait, it'd be 64D chess. Sorry.
Yes, please get it right. 64, the number Nintendo loves. Ah, good. We're finished. And a new dungeon awaits us.
I gotta wonder, since Doom 64 recently got re-released, how many younger gamers are gonna look at that and go, why the fuck is it called 64?
Ah, it makes me sad. Ah. Well, they'll learn. We'll learn them.
I think that's better. I remember a day when... I remember back when every game had to be super.
Yeah, I remember that too. It was great.
Now only a few things are super, but back then everything was super.
Honestly, I am surprised that Nintendo Switch Online for the Super Nintendo section just doesn't have every super game on there. It's got a lot of them, but not all of them.
It's got a lot of crap games on it.
And Nintendo, if you're gonna release a game on your online service in North America, fucking translate it.
It's got some great classics on there. You know, some staples on there. It's got some games on there that you didn't think would be good, but it's actually kind of interesting. Like a Psycho Dream.
I'm mainly complaining about Puyo Puyo 2.
Yeah, that makes no sense to me. Why can't we have Kirby's Avalanche? Could Nintendo not get the rights from Nintendo to make their Nintendo game on their Nintendo console?
The one day Hal is like, nah, bruh. You can't have this. I'm sorry. Oh god, I just realized what we're doing. We're heading into a dungeon, I believe. We're getting all of our picks together.
All your picks in a row?
All of our picks in a row? Yeah. Actually, no, I remember what we're doing. So, I realized I play this in the most headache-inducing way possible. You know, because I always grew up with Pikmin 1, and that one only had above-ground items to pick up. So, the dungeon thing, I'm still trying to get used to. which means there will probably be multiple episodes in a row where we're just tackling dungeons.
We're running out of time.
It's alright, I gotta kill this frog. Because I can now.
You don't have the time.
Actually,
it's
you know what?
Right there.
I don't have the time. Damn it. I wanted to get it closer so I could use the purples on it, but no!
No, it said hurry, it's sundown. Of course you won't have time.
I could at least kill a frog.
I mean, I'm not great at this game, but at least I know that.
Alright, I'm gonna have you do the next couple episodes. How about it, smart guy?
How about you already did most of them, so no.
I am pretty far ahead, I'll give it that. I'll give me that.
Besides, I'll tank your whole playthrough. And this one goes into the fire, and this one goes into the fire, and this one goes into the fire.
You monster!
This is my extinction percent run.
How many Pikmin can I kill in a minute? Check it! Well, we actually got a lot done today. Managed to get the last of our 5 Pikmin colors, which means the entire game has now opened fully. We can start tackling a lot of the harder stuff.
The harder stuff.
Yeah, Pikmin 2 has a surprising difficulty curve, where out of nowhere you can accidentally run into a dungeon that just kicks your ass.
They don't have any difficulty ratings, do they? Or do they?
No, they just let you know what the hazards are in there. It says nothing about how difficult the dungeons actually are. Yeah, so, for example, I have a separate file on the side to help me practice for the upcoming segments I'm about to do. It took me about an hour and a half to do one of the upcoming dungeons, and I decided, you know what? Let's save this one for near the end, because this one is so freaking hard. Oh well. So, next time on Pikmin 2, let's actually head to a different area and start clearing that out. Find more dungeons and, pay off some more of that debt.